गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, वेलकम यू ऑल ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म दैट इज़ वन मार्क सोल्यूशन। और जैसा कि आपको पता है, वी आर कंडक्टिंग सब्जेक्टिव वेबिनार्स एंड वेबिनार्स फॉर केस स्टडी क्वेश्चंस, वेबिनार्स फॉर एसएसएल रीजन क्वेश्चन फॉर क्लास 6 to class 12. So today we are going to discuss in this webinar we are going to discuss the case study based question for class 10th mathematics, and the chapter name is Applications of Trigonometry. So Applications of Trigonometry chapter से जो केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस हैं, जिस तरह के क्वेश्चन सीबीएसई में पूछे जा सकते हैं आपसे, उन क्वेश्चंस को आज हम इस वेबिनार में डिस्कस करेंगे। हमारे जो व्यूवर्स हैं दे आर नो कि इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर हम लगातार 1 मार्क के क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। 1 मार्क क्वेश्चंस मीन्स ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप क्वेश्चंस, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस, ट्रू फॉल्स, असर्शन रीजन के क्वेश्चंस हैं, वन वर्ड आंसर क्वेश्चंस हैं, मैच द कॉलम के क्वेश्चंस हैं, चूज द करेक्ट अल्टरनेटिव्स के क्वेश्चंस हैं। तो ये कुछ तरह के क्वेश्चंस हैं जो कि ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप क्वेश्चन अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट में अलग अलग तरह से पूछे जाते हैं। आज हम उन्हीं सब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं। आज हम उन्हीं तरह के क्वेश्चंस के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं, और ये सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे केस स्टडी बेस्ड, जो कि हमारे साथ डिस्कस करेंगी मैडम सावित्री दयाल। मैडम, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर। सावित्री मैम पहले भी 2 सेशन केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन 10th के लिए ऑलरेडी कंडक्ट कर चुकी हैं, चैप्टर 1 to 3 in a session and chapter 4 in other session. So today madam will discuss about the applications of trigonometry based case study based questions. Madam is working as a TGT mathematics and academic coordinator, senior secondary academic coordinator in Birla Balika Vidyapeeth, Pilani, Rajasthan. And madam has a very long experience, nearly 31 years experience of teaching mathematics, as well as madam have so many recognition and awards like Best Teacher Award, 25 year Distinguished Service, Teacher Excellence Award, Best Teacher Award, Best Collaborative Coordinator 2020, Real Superwoman 2020, Academic Skill by she has received so many awards and recognition by the different institutions and organizations. So definitely she is also associated with the CBSE workshops. She is a trainer of CBSE और डेफिनेटली 31 ईयर का एक्सपीरियंस है। तो बहुत सारी बातें आज इस सेशन से हम लोगों को, हमारे जो व्यूवर्स हैं, हमारे जो साथ में टीचर्स और बच्चे जुड़े हुए, उनको क्लियर होंगी इस सेशन के बारे में। जो हमारे साथ नए व्यूवर्स जुड़े हैं, मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ काइंडली सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड प्रेस द बेल आइकन, एंड आई विल नॉट टेक मच टाइम काइंडली, एंड आई एम हैंडिंग ओवर टू मैडम सावित्री दयाल। मैडम प्लीज।
Thank you so much, Dr. Asad. It's been always nice being here with the students online. And today we are going to take a very interesting topic. But before we start on with this topic, let me just again revise on what new paper pattern is there. So we have got objective type questions in part A, and we are specifically going to talk about the case study questions, which are from question number 17 to 20. They are actually 4 marks questions, and they will be carrying 5 objective questions. 1 case study would be given, and out of those 5, you will be attempting any 4 to get all the 4 marks. So based on any case, we are going to discuss, and that before doing that, we are just going to go through the learning objectives of today's class. So first is to clear the concepts of case study questions, to understand the approach to attempt the questions as per allotted marks, to motivate for relating the concepts of maths with the life situation, and understand that maths is all around us, to brainstorm and form as many questions as possible from a given situation, to inculcate creative and analytical and problem-solving skills. So based on these learning objectives, please be with me and we'll try and understand and get to the learning outcomes of this lesson. Because we are going to deal with applications of trigonometry, and trigonometry is a study in which we study about height and distances of tall, high objects. And for that, obviously, we need to have an instrument. And the technical instrument which is used to measure, which helps us in getting the height and distance, is called clinometer. So with the help of clinometer, we measure angle of elevation and angle of depression, and what they are we'll be discussing along with the questions. And it helps us in measuring all where we can't reach, like hills, flagpoles, buildings, trees, etc. And this clinometer, which is a technical object, yes, instrument which can be purchased and people who are professional get this. But being a student of class 10, you yourself also can make a clinometer at home with the help of a protector which you have. And see in the figure, you can see the protector and a hanging with the weight is there. And there is a pipe if you attach it along the diameter of that protector, and that should be a pipe through the hole you can see. So then when you tilt it as per the height, if you want to see the tip of the tree, and you tilt it and put eye on one hole of it, and then you can see the top tip of the tree or a building or a hill, whatever you want to see. And this hanging object would give you the angle which it has moved from the horizontal level. So this kind of clinometer you can use with transparency, you can use with chart paper, now whatever is present with you. So this is a handy clinometer. So clinometer helps you in getting the angle of elevation and depression. So with this information, we are just going to get into the first case study question, and that is, Ravish got a clinometer from school lab and started measuring the angle of elevation around him. He saw a building on which the society logo was painted on the wall. He noted the following: from a point P on the ground, the angle of elevation of the roof of the building is 45 degrees. The angle of elevation of the center of logo is 30 degrees from the same point. Now the point P is at a distance of 24 meters from the building. Now this information is given and a figure is given, you can very well see. And if this question is given, you can make your own figure to make it more clear and mark the points of where the logo is seen, B point, and the top of the tower is C point, and P is the point of the observer, and A is the foot of the point of the building. So make a figure as per the question, and then according to that we can answer many questions which are based on this problem. Now let's see, what is the height of the logo on the building from the ground? Now see the logo on the building, which is shown by point P on the in the figure. So this you have to make out. Now you have to see the height of the logo. And so which triangle is used? You have to note that first. And that triangle is PAB. Now PA is given, that is base is given, and you have to find the height of it. So base is given and height is given. So you should know which trigonometric ratio you have to use. And that trigonometric ratio and the triangle, angle in that triangle will give you the solution of it. So we find that in triangle PAB, angle is 30 degrees, base is 24 meters, and you have to find height. So that means you have to use a trigonometric ratio, tangent 30 is equals to AB upon PA. And then when you put the value, you get the value of AB. And AB is the height of the building, height of logo on the building. So that's how you can find out. So for this, you should know the trigonometric ratios and the values it has. So what is trigonometric ratio which is to be used, and what are the values of those that trigonometric ratio with respect to that angle. So then we know that the option C is the correct answer. So that's how you are going to solve it and match it with the options given in the question. So now we'll proceed on with the second question, which can be asked, what is the height of the building from the ground? Now in the previous one, we have asked about the height of the logo. Now similarly, we can go in with height of the building. See how many questions can be formed related to the figure given to us. And the height of the building, again with the same concept, taking PAC as the right triangle, And now we have angle as 45 degree, and we are given the base, we have to find the height. So that means again we have to use the tangent theta ratio of trigonometry, which will help us in getting the height of the building. So tangent 45 would be equal to AC upon PA or AP. And then again AP is given to us. And tangent 45 value is what? 1. That table, we can make it. By now you might have even learned the values of the trigonometric ratios. So that's how we will be finding, and put the value of tangent 45 as 1, and we get that AC is equal to 24 meters. That is same as the base, because tangent 45 is 1. And then match the answer with the option given, and you get the option C as the answer. So it is the basic concept of trigonometry which is to be known to you, and that you have already been doing it. Now let's see again one more question. This time they have given what is the aerial distance of point P from the top of the building. And what is top of the building? That is point C, we have marked in the figure. So aerial distance means now we are talking about the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle PAC. So again, we are given angle 45 degree in triangle PAC, and PA is 24 meters. So then again we have to think about what ratio is to be used. So that is base upon hypotenuse, and that ratio is r cos 45, cos theta. So cos 45, because always when we are thinking about the ratios, we should know what is given to us and what we have to find. Even we can use sine 45 degree ratio if we are using the perpendicular which is given to us, which we have found in the previous questions. So with the help of that also we can use. So there are different options now you have, from which you can find the required value. So then here we are using cos 45. So we are using the base and hypotenuse we have to find out. So with the help of that, we can find the value of PC, which is 24 root 2 meter. And then we match it with our solution and we get the correct option. And so that is what we have to tick mark. So that's how you have to find out from one thing to another. Now this was in the direct form which was given to us. Now there is a twist they have given, and that twist is that now the point of observation is moved 9 meters towards the base of the building. Now the P is moving towards the base of the building. The total distance was 24 meters, and it has moved 9 meters towards the building. Obviously the angle is changing. So when angle is changing, that trigonometric ratio angle we have to find, that what it has changed to. So with this, we know now 24, the total base was 24, 9 meters it has moved towards the building. So now we should be able to know the distance AP dash if we mark that point as P dash. It has P has moved. And then we know the height. They are fixed with logo and the total height is fixed. We have to find the trigonometric ratio angle. So how are we going to find that? So tangent theta, because theta we have to find. So which triangle we have to consider? We are considering AP dash B, because we have to find the angle which is given by the this logo part. Now that means we are considering that AB upon AP dash, and when we put the value, AB already we have found earlier, and AP dash is 24 minus 9. So we get the answer and we can match it and give the option, correct option. So the basic is getting understanding of the concept and the questions which are there. Okay. So similarly, we can go in with angle phi. Angle phi is given in triangle AP dash C. So that is what we observe. Theta was given in triangle AP dash B, And now angle phi is given in a triangle AP-C. So that means now we can use which triangle? AP-C. So again, the base has reduced by 9. So we have AC upon tangent phi is what? AC upon AP dash. And then again using that value, we can put the values, corresponding values. AC already we have found, that is 24 24 meters, and AP dash on calculating we get as 15 meters. And when we divide the two, we have got the answer, and then we can match it with the options given. See, the options in the previous question, what was there? It was left in the root form. But here, because the options are giving us to solve it till decimal part, so we need to go with that. So as per the question, we have to proceed for the answer, and we get the option A as the correct option. So children, you have to observe and see and draw the figure according to the requirement. Now here in these case study questions of trigonometry, examples, questions are given and the diagram. Diagram is must, because without that you will not be able to understand and know what you have to do. So understanding of diagram and drawing and marking it is very, very important. So that was the first case study question here. Now let's move on to the second type. On this, I really found very interesting and I wanted to share with you all. So let's see, just we'll see the situation, and you can see in the figure, a situation is Mr. Colin is a Navy officer who is tasked with planning a coup on the enemy at a certain date. Now currently is inspecting the area standing on top of the cliff. Agent Dev is on a chopper in the sky. When Mr. Colin looks down below the cliff towards the sea, he has Bhavani and Amar in boats positioned to get their vantage point. Now Bhavani's boat is behind Amar's boat. So all the situations are given and explained, and following angles have been measured. Now, from Colin to Bhavani, 30 degree, from Dev to Colin, 60 degree, and from Amar to Colin, 60 degree. Now, one thing you see here, now in the previous question, we were talking about angle of elevation. So let me just here give you a small hint that what is the angle of elevation and angle of depression. You might have all studied about it. But just you should know that both these angles are measured with a horizontal line. That is, line which is horizontal to the plane. Okay, and when you are elevating your eyes, looking upwards, so that means you are elevating your eyes from horizontal to top to see something at a height. So that is elevation. So we call that as angle of elevation. And when you are on top of something, and this is the horizontal line where you normally see, but then you are depressing your lines, putting your eyes downwards to look at a thing which is downwards. So that is, you're depressing your eyes. So we call that as angle of depression. So in that way also you can correlate the terms and get an understanding of this. Now remember, both angles, angle of elevation or angle of depression, both are calculated with horizontal line only. And you know, when we say horizontal line, which is horizontal line to the plane, that is the earth, all would be parallel. So that concept also you have to keep in mind while thinking about what are angle of elevation and angle of depression. So any angle which is made in trigonometry, when we talk about angle of elevation or angle of depression, the horizontal line has to be made and kept in mind. So now we proceed on to the first question. Which of the following pair is a pair of angle of elevation? So if you know angle of elevation, just check in with the figure which is given to you. Just see angle A. Angle A is not angle of elevation. It is angle of depression. So first option goes. No need to see even E, because that's angle of depression they are talking about. Then let's see B question. B part is B, angle B. angle B, again, just see angle B is made by colon to Dev. So it is angle of elevation, and angle C, angle E, angle E is from Amar to colon, again Amar to colon. So again, angle of elevation. Yes, so this is option has both, which are angle of elevation. So this is the possible answer. Just have a look at the other parts, because we have got the answer, but still you can have a look at other questions so that no mismatch is there. So angle C, we see very clearly colon to Amar. So it is going from colon to Amar. So it is depression, angle of depression. So that is also rejected. Similarly, in option D, it is angle A, again angle of depression. So our option is B. And if we know it very clearly what is angle of elevation, we are able to answer it. So that's how, because there are so many angles. So interesting thing, a very clear concept of angle of elevation and angle of depression can be made from this figure. So you can just make the pair and get a very clear picture of what angle of elevation is and what angle of depression is. So on the similar grounds, the second question is based on angle of depression. Now I hope every one of you can answer that. So now we have to check on with angle of depression, and both should be angle of depression. As we checked in the previous one, the same pair are there, A and E. You check in, one is depression, E is elevation. So that pair is not there. B is already rejected because B is both angle of elevation. So we have already taken that point. So C and D, if you go in, yes, C is also angle of depression. It is for Amar, colon to Amar, and D is also angle of depression, which is from colon to Bhavani. So this pair has angle of depression, both of them. The last one, again, A and F. F is again angle of elevation. So if that part is clear, you can very clearly make out which pair is a pair of angle of depression. So that's how we get our answer, and we can click on it. So that's in trigonometry, a very clear picture of angle of elevation and angle of depression. If that is very clear to you, and you know that both these angles are measured with horizontal lines, you can do any problem based on it. What all things you should know: angle of elevation, angle of depression, and then the trigonometric ratios used, and what those trigonometric ratios are equal to, and then value of trigonometric ratios at different angles. So these are the things which are required for you to do any trigonometric question. So now let's proceed with the next question, which involves the calculation part now. Now see, if angle of elevation of Amar to colon, now we have made a diagram as per our convenience from the condition which is given to us. Now the angle of elevation from Amar to colon is 60 degree. What is the distance of Amar's board from the base of the hill? So base of the hill, the distance of Amar is OA. If we take O as the base of the hill, H is the height of the hill, that is CO. So that means we have to find CO, and we are given angle of elevation, and we are given H. Okay, H is height. We have to find OA, that is the distance of Amar from the base. So that means again we have to use tangent ratio, that is tangent 60 degree, which is H upon OA, and then we can substitute cross multiply and get the condition, that is OA is equal to H upon root 3. So even if H is not given, H as a term is given, H as a height is given, so we can get the answer in that form as well. So then again match it with the options given, and you get the correct option. So that is B. So it is like solving a question as per the requirement. We are going to proceed. So remember, OA is H upon root 3. Now let's see the next one, what they are asking now. They have asked about the distance of Amar from the base, Amar's board. And now they are talking about Bhavani's board. And the angle is given the angle of depression is given now. This is again an important point which we were discussing, and now here the application comes. Angle of depression of Colleen to Bhavani is 30 degree. Now this angle is 30 degree MCB. But when we are talking about the triangle, we are talking about triangle OBC, because O is the base and we have to find the distance OB. So we need a angle in this triangle. How would we get this? Yes, now here that concept of horizontal lines come into being. Angle of elevation is equal to angle of depression. Why? Because both are with horizontal lines, and horizontal lines are parallel to each other. So if you see that the angle of elevation and depression, they are both equal. So that concept we will take here and get angle CBO as 30 degree, and then we can use triangle OBC and get the value by using tangent 30. Again, that is equal to h upon OB. On calculation, we get OB as root 3h. But what is the question asked? The question is, what is Amar, distance between Amar and Bhavani? Now we have got is the distance of Amar from the base of the hill. We have got the distance of Bhavani from base of the hill. So the distance between the two boats would be the difference between the two distances from the which we have calculated from the base of the hill. So that is what you have to understand. And then if you put these two values, you will be subtracting the two distances and getting to the answer. And that answer is 2h upon root 3. Normally we rationalize when we have a irrational number in the denominator. But since in option we have got that in the same form, so we will be checking it according to that and giving the correct option. So our option C is the correct option. So now you might have just got into the question and see the next question which can be asked. If angle of depression of Dev to Colon is 60 degree, what is the height of Dev from the base of the hill? Now see, the angle of depression is given, from the top the angle of depression is given, like if we say it like this, okay, this angle of depression is given to us. Now if this angle of depression is given, again the same concept which we have used in the previous question, alternate angles, because both horizontal lines are parallel to each other. So angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation. So that is how we can make it out. And then we get in triangle DCM, we get tangent, because we have to find the value of the height of Dev. So we need tangent 60 degree. Since we know base OB base is known to us. So OB would be equal to CM, because again they are horizontal and we see that it forms a rectangle in the figure, because both the heights would be perpendicular to the base, and base top also is parallel. These two are parallel, horizontal line and vertical lines are also parallel to each other. So it forms a rectangle. So that concept automatically comes to our mind. So we can make out that CO is equal to MB and OB is equal to CM. And using that, from tangent 60, we find the relation between DM and CM. And CM we already know, already we have found out, is equal to OB, and that was root 3h. So when we find DM, on putting the value, root 3 into root 3h would give us 3h. So that is DM we are finding now. Now when we find DM, and we know we have to find the height of Dev from the base of the hill. Base means the ground level. Okay. So now 3h is height of Dev, that is DM, from the horizontal line, which is equal to on the parallel track as the height of the hill. So if we add height of the hill to this height, we will get the total height at which Dev is there. Okay, from the base of the hill. So that is how we can find the total height. And 3h we have found as dm and h is mb. So the total height which we get is 4h. And that option matches with D. And hence that is our correct option. So I hope you have understood what is the relation between angle of elevation and an angle of depression and how they are formed with the horizontal line. And so that concept can be used in solving any question based on this in trigonometry. So children, now we have talked about the two cases. Let's come to the third case. And it's a very common sight. If on construction buildings, if you see this, we have seen in many buildings on top. Okay, so now you can relate it with mathematics and trigonometry and what this building is. So see the situation what is given to us. Tower cranes are a common fixture at any major construction site. Now they are pretty hard to miss. Yes, I have been noticing when I was been traveling and seeing the under construction buildings and seeing that on top that such things, such models, such cranes are put without the body, which we see on the ground. So they are very common sites in the construction view. Now the construction crew uses these tower cranes. These are called tower cranes because they are put on the flat surface there to lift steel, concrete, large tools like acetylene torches and generators, and a wide variety of other building materials. So a crane stands on a level ground. On the ceiling or top of the building also it can stand. So it stands on a level ground. It is represented by a tower AB. Now see the tower here, it is AB marked, so it has a height, and then a jib BR. BR is the jib, that part of the crane which keeps on moving, okay, from it goes vertically up and down. Now jib is of length 16 meter and can rotate in a vertical plane about B. So about B means jib can go like this, okay? It can go to top and lower the load also. Now a vertical cable RS carries a load S. Now you can see in the figure there is a load S. S is marked here, it is the load, and a cable is there so it can be moved and up and down. So this diagram shows the current position of jib, cable and load. And based on that, a few questions are asked and then we'll see the new conditions also. Now, the very first question which is asked here is, what is the length of BS? BS is the base of triangle BRS. And what we observe here is that we are given two sides of the triangle. Everywhere theta is given, don't jump in for trigonometric ratios. Here two sides are given, that means we can use Pythagoras theorem also to find the third side. So any concept which strikes you first, please go ahead with it. So you can use a trigonometric ratio also to find the third side. You can use Pythagoras theorem also to find the third side. So any of the two concepts would help us. I have here solved using Pythagoras theorem. So you can go ahead with any of the two concepts and solve it. And when you solve it, you get the answer. So both ways would be correct when we are going in for solving and finding the third side when any two are given. So we get the option A as the correct option. Now we have got the three sides of that, and so now we are not taking the original, we have drawn a figure of our own which is similar to what is given to us. And then now we can take many other questions also on that. And now, what is the angle that jib BR makes with the horizontal line? This can be one of the questions because the two sides are given to us. So we have to see the two sides, even the third one we have found. So it can be based on any of the two. Now, when we observe this triangle, what do we find? that there are two sides. One is the perpendicular because angle S is 90 degree. It is to the horizontal plane and theta is the acute angle. So side opposite to theta is perpendicular. That's what we take. And then we have hypotenuse. So if we have an opposite side, which is side opposite to the angle, which is taken normally by every child, it is taken as perpendicular side. So we are using, or we can say opposite side to the hypotenuse. So that is which trigonometric ratio is used. So now here we have to think on that ground. So we are given two sides, perpendicular and hypotenuse. So which trigonometric ratio? That is sine theta. So with the help of that trigonometric ratio sine theta, we can find the value of theta. And how can we do that? Sine theta is Rs upon Rb. And when we put the value, we get sine theta is equal to half, 1 by 2. Then where is that value of 1 by 2 in the table? Corresponding to which angle of sine? Are we having that value 1 by 2? And when we relate it, we see that sine theta is nothing but sine 30 degree, when its value is 1 by 2, because sine 30 value is 1 by 2. And when we compare these two, sine theta is equal to sine 30, we have got the two values equal. So we say that theta is nothing but 30 degree, because sine 30 is half, and we have found the value of sine theta as half. So it will be equal only when theta is 30 degree. And that is how we get the correct answer. Okay, so our answer B is the correct option. So now again, see, any question can be made. So we now know theta angle, that is 30 degree. We know angle S is 90 degree. So now they have asked us about the third angle BRS. So third angle BRS, again, how we can find? The very first thing which will strike every child would be angle sum property of a triangle. So yes, you can go ahead with it. And because two angles are given to us, we need to find the third angle. So we can use angle sum property and get the third angle. So that's how you can calculate, and you get the correct option A. Match the answer with the options given to you, and you will be getting the correct option. So also now let's take on a different situation now. The same, we know that we have talked about crane that is movable. Okay, it takes a height. So we are going to take that case also. So now the jib BR has been rotated and the length RS is increased. Now see, when the cable is downwards, the length would be less. When it goes up, the length of the wire would go down where the load is there. So now that has increased and the load is now on the ground. See, S point is on the ground. Now, and that is 8 meters from the point A, that is foot of that crane. So the situation has changed. In the same question, the situation has changed. And what we have to find is, what is the angle through which the jib has been rotated? So now theta angle changes to phi. You can name any angle. So it has changed. So that angle has changed, and we are going to again solve, because we are given the base now, AS, that distance is given to us. And the length of the jib remains same. It does not change. The wire which is hanging down, it can differ, but the jib length remains same, and that is 16 meters. So what is the base? The distance of the base of the crane to that load which is on the ground now would be same as BM. So again, I told you the concept of rectangle formation here. So the opposite sides are equal. So AS is equal to BM. So now when we compare these two sides, we find that in triangle RBM, we have got two sides, that is the base and the hypotenuse. Then we have to think that which trigonometric ratio is to be used here. And we know that it is cos phi. And when we write cos phi and get the value of cos phi as 8 by 16 again, and it is half. So when is cos theta half? So that value would be equal to that. Now here we are taking phi because in theta we have taken, so to differentiate the names of the two, we'll be taking different names. So cos phi is half, which is equal to cos 60 because cos 60 value is half. So we compare the two ratios and we get phi as 60 degree. That means now the zip has moved from 30 degree to 60 degree. And the question is, what is the angle through which the jib has rotated? So we have to find the difference of the two, and which again comes out to be 30 degree because zib has rotated to 60 degree from where? 30 degree previously. So the rotation is angle it has moved is 30 degree. So that's again one of the conditions which can be in this. Now we are going to go in again for one more question. Sorry, the option has come earlier. You know it. So we are given what is the length of RM. Now RM, very easily we have got the two values. AS is equal to BM, we know 8 and 16 hypotenuse is given. Again, we can use Pythagoras theorem, or even we can use the trigonometric ratios because we know the angle phi is 60 degree. So again, the options are many. You can solve it using any of the methods which strikes you first. If you mark phi as 60 degree, yes, you can directly take sine phi, and that would be Rm upon Rp. And you would get the answer. So in any way you can do it. And here we have done with Pythagoras theorem, and we have got the option A, which is correct to you. So children, you might be finding that there are so many questions which can be formed, and still there are many more questions which can be formed with a given situation. And that is what you have to brainstorm. There's no end to questions. So you keep on making and forming questions, and you would know a situation gives you lots and lots of questions, which is going to help you in understanding the concept better and better. So we have taken up 3 situations now. Let's go in for the 4th situation. Very interesting part here. Now, radio towers are used for transmitting a range of communication service, including radio and television. The tower will either act as an antenna itself or support one or more antenna on its structure, including microwave dishes. They are among the tallest human-made structures. And there are 2 main types, gate and self-supporting structures. Now, children, you might have noticed a thing, that in these case study questions, before giving you the question or giving you the base on which the question would be asked, you are given an information. So that is increasing your knowledge also, and you know what you are going to use. So application based, this is a very good thing which has been introduced by CBSE. And that is what is their main aim also. They want the children to be aware of the things which are around them. Because this is a very common question students keep on asking, ma'am, where is the use? What is the use of all these things, what we are learning? So now you can realize, you may be realizing also that it is maths everywhere used around you. So you can relate the things now. So this tower, all of you might have seen, and the wires are also tied to support it, to keep it upright. All right. So how it is, at what angle, that's an observation and differs from pole to pole or tower to tower. And what is the condition given? Now let's get back to the question. On a similar concept, a radio station tower was built in 2 sections. One is A and the B. B part is of, you would say A part is about the transmission part and B is the supporting part. So it is divided into 2 parts. and distance between the base of the tower and the point O is 36 meters. So here we have drawn the figures. That means OC is 36 meters. And from the point O, the angle of elevation of top of section B is 30 degree and the angle of elevation of top of section A is 45 degree. Again, we have got the two triangles made with a right angle triangle, and section A and section B they have given, so different aspect. And now you can relate this figure with even the questions in your book, which are those pedestal questions. Okay, and then the tower or the flagstaff questions. So similar situations you can always think about and the conditions, and work upon such problems, such case study questions. Okay, so now what question can be formed on this? So let's see that. The very first question is, what is the height of section B? Section B means BC. Okay, section B is the lower part of the tower. So we will be drawing a separate figure for it, and then we'll be seeing that what is BC is the section B, and BC means we are going to look at triangle BCO and see that there is an angle 30 degree given, the base is given to you, and you have to find height. So again, based on the trigonometric ratio knowledge, you will see that you have to find the value of tangent 30, which is equal to BC upon OC, and on putting the values, you will get the answer. And see, here we have rationalized it. So BC is 36 upon root 3, but we don't have such an option here. That means we have to solve it further. That's how you have to make the observation and proceed with the solution. So in the denominator, we don't have root 3, and in class 9, we have already done rationalization of denominator when we have irrational numbers in the denominator. So we can rationalize, and the rationalizing factor of this is root 3. So we are going to multiply and divide it by root 3, and we get a rational number in the denominator. And when we simplify it, we get BC as 12 root 3. And that is one of the options given to us. And we get the solution for the given question. So that's how you have to keep on proceeding. You have to learn till what you have to solve. So don't worry, don't think that 36 by root 3 is not the option, so this is not the answer. So you have to think about it. Can we solve it further? That is what you have to know. Then solving further, you will get the answer. So the next question, now we have asked about the height of section B, and now we can ask about the height of section A. And section A is not the total height, it is only the upper part. You must understand that part. Section A and B, it is divided. So that means it is only AB. So let's find out how to solve it. Again, options is already there. Now in triangle ACO, we are going to get on with tangent 45. Tangent 45 is again AC upon CO or OC, and that is 1. And from that we get AC as 36, but we have to find only AB, that is the section A. So section A is only AB. How would you get that AB? We know AC, we have already found, BC found in the previous part, and we subtract the 2 and we get the option. Again, note one thing here, beta. Ki 12, 3 in the bracket 3 minus root 3 meters. We have taken this because we are given in one of the options this. Don't go in for taking the common thing. We could have taken root 3 more common, but that would not be in any of the options. So we have to match our answer with the option also. So that part also we have to keep on checking. And similarly, now we have found the height of the two. So let's see what else we can find, because we have wire tied also. So the question can be based on that also. So what is the length of the wire structure from point A to the top of section A? Now section A to the top. So you have to find the length of wire AO. And that again you can find either using a trigonometric ratio or using Pythagoras theorem, because you know the two lengths, you know the height, you know the base. You can even use Pythagoras theorem to find AO, or you can use trigonometric ratio to find AO. So in both ways you can do it. So that's what you should be knowing, that it is not only one way of getting to the answer. So don't worry about it. The method which you adopt should be correct one. This is what you have to always take care. Now similarly, we have to find the length of the other wire, which has been tied from top of section B. On the similar ground, you can find out the answer. Again, you can use Pythagoras theorem, because you know BC also, you know CO also, you can find BO. Or you can use the trigonometric ratio. So both the options are there for you to solve and get to the correct answer. So approach has to be correct. That's what I have always been stressing upon. Now let's see the next question. Now this I liked very much, because this is not given in the question, but they have made a question out of it. So just to know the knowledge application skill of a child, whether the child can match it or not. This question is there. Now, what is the angle of depression from top of tower 2.2? Now, there was no angle of depression given. But now they are asking you. So here the knowledge of angle of elevation and angle of depression with the horizontal line I talked to you about, that concept has to be matched. We are given only angle of elevation and we have to find the angle of depression. So how can we find that? So it has to match with the thing and we will get the option, because we know that, and if we draw a horizontal line on the top, the angle which is made from A to O would be angle of depression. And because it is horizontal to the plane, that is the base, they will be the two angles, the transversal AO would be making angle of elevation and angle of depression, and they would form alternate angles. So then we can also get to the answer, what is the angle of depression from top of the tower to point O, and that is 45 degrees. So that's how we can relate, and there can be many situations in application of trigonometry, different situations and different questions which can be formed. You just have to go ahead with the figure. Again, I repeat, what important points you have to take care is understand the situation very well, draw the diagram, then mark all the points, see what is given to you, and then go with the question. And then match what is given in the question and what all you have to find out. You must know what are the trigonometric ratios, what are they equal to, what is the angle of elevation, what is angle of depression, and then what are the values of those trigonometric ratios, which will help you in finding the things. So that's all from my side today, children. Thank you so much for being with there. And again, a request that please like, share, and subscribe 1 mark questions, which is a great help to you. And this was acknowledgement goes to Mr. Neeraj Saxena, CBSE resource person, for helping me these questions. And you can always feel free to contact me, please. And thank you so much on behalf of me and all my colleagues. Thank you so much. Yes, back to you, sir.
या थैंक यू सो मच सावित्री मैम, आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह से एज पूरा जो सेशन था और एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ ट्रिग्नोमेट्री जो चैप्टर है उससे मुझे लग रहा है 4 केस स्टडी क्वेश्चंस जो डिस्कस किए गए हैं डेफिनेटली, और 4 केस स्टडी के साथ में जो डिफरेंट 20 क्वेश्चंस आपने 1 मार्क के डिस्कस किए हैं, और उनको जिस तरह से आपने डिस्कस किया डेफिनेटली इट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर स्टूडेंट्स, and definitely they will get an idea how to solve the case study questions, and how to connect the how to choose the correct answer. So
Yes.
definitely this video will be helpful for the students who have joined today and who will watch this video, watch this session in future also. This session will be available on YouTube, so you can share it with your friends, you can share it with your colleagues also, to teachers who have joined us. And I would like to convey my regards to Madam Principal of Birla Balika Vidyapit. Kindly convey my regards to her. And
Yes.
I would like to show our gratitude towards Madam Savitri Dhal on behalf of One Mark Solution, on behalf of all the students, on behalf of all the viewers. As everyone knows that this platform is purely volunteer platform, and this is created for to help the students who are in need of the good quality education. On this platform, teachers are willingly join us from the different parts of India and discussing that content as per the syllabus for the class 6 to 12. So this is purely a volunteer platform, and definitely this platform is going to be a very a good help, a good source for e-content for the students who are in need actually. So thank you one and all, thank you once again. I am sharing the feedback link in the live chat box. Kindly fill this. Yeah, Unnati Dhanuka have a doubt. Yeah, beta, kindly ask your doubt. You can write in chat box. If you have any doubt, you can write in chat box very fast. Please write it fast so that we can take it till the time I am sharing that feedback form. You can fill up the feedback form and can get the certificate in your email ID. Kindly put the correct email ID. Unnati Dhanuka.
Yes, Unnati can, I think she is our student also. She can talk to me also, sir.
Okay, okay. That's good. She's from your school.
Yes, sir. So she can
Okay, okay.
always connect
She
to
can
me.
ask you directly. Okay, okay.
Yes, she's from
You
the other
kindly
section,
contact
but
Madam Savitri.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Here's
So
my
thank you
number.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.